just going to come out and say it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is awful right now. Make sure you guys smash the link, crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more OS content. Now, I want to talk about the state of this game because I was kind of optimistic at the beginning of this. You know, things were great. You know, we saw Odeon take down the YCS. We saw Doom of Dimensions open up, you know, kind of a new door to the format. You know, Vanquish Soul got obliterated, and it was pretty much going to be, you know, Yummy kind of getting the chance to run the spotlight with Mitsurugi kind of checking it, which was fine. And then everything changed when the Majoler lock actually came out of this weekend's YCS. And it was crazy. I already read, you know, a report that was like, you know, the Majoler lock is not that crazy, you know. It's just, the first time I got locked was, you know, super late in the tournament, and, you know, functionally, it didn't really matter at that point. You know, unfortunately, it did cost me my top cut run, but it's like, okay, but the problem is we have a lock. We talked about the lock being completely missed by Konami during the last ban list. And a lot of us were kind of like, well, this is, it's sitting there in the back of the format, and, you know, we'll see if it initially takes off. Well, unfortunately, it has been realized on the consistent side of things that the lock is actually insanely consistent when it needs to be. And you're basically getting a free turn skip against your opponent. Now, this is what we saw a while back. You guys remember the Gimmick Puppet lock, where you'd basically be able to Gimmick Puppet, tell your opponent to get good, and they just, unfortunately, would, you know, lose the game. It was just kind of an unfortunate side of things when you would, you know, resolve that lock with Albion and friends. Today, by modern era standards, unfortunately, it's kind of the exact same thing. You know, we're in a situation that you get the chance to do this lock to your opponent, you win the game. That's all that there is to it. And has our format turned into a triangle format? I guess, if you want to look at it from that standpoint, you know, if you truly analyze this format and you see, well, I guess we can technically use the lock as one side of the equation. We can use Yummy, who wants to build a board and can kind of recover a board, and then Mitsu's job is to consistently break apart that field. If you look at it from that sort of standpoint, then that's basically your format in a nutshell. And, well, is it fun? No. Anytime a gimmick like this comes into play, at least against Mitsu and Yummy, there is counterplay. You can try to play the game, and you can try to circumvent those locks. If Majoler appears on my field, oops, sorry, it's a condition, and you can't do anything about it. Maybe next time, play a better deck. Maybe play some artifacts in your strategy, Duelist. You know what? Absolutely. I will get right on that. I will decide to revisit my entire deck choice based on a terrible interaction that we have been left with. So now the problem becomes here. We just got a ban list. And, well, because we just got this list, we're not even a month into it yet. And we've already seen a lock, we've seen Oppressive building a board, and we've already seen Mitsu smashing down the door and taking no names. So where does this leave us? And why am I saying that this format feels like an absolute pile of dog shit? Well, that's exactly why, everybody. It's because we're stuck in this format for a while now. Now, I have a regional at case tournament coming up. October 18th is Indy, and we also have a double case tournament this weekend. It's a free case tournament, but I don't even want to go because do I want to get locked? Do I want to have to sit here and watch Yummy build a field for a quadrillion minutes? Or would I rather just stay at home and do more productive things? And I think I found my answer. I think I'd rather not play this right now. This is why Genesis format looks so inviting to players right now, because we're left in situations where we kind of look at the state of this game and we just go, yeah, I would much rather go do X, Y, or Z. And is that bad for the game's long-term health? You bet your butt it is. And this came down as a topic of interest from people that were playing at the YCS this weekend. You know, the minute that you hit a certain boundary in the top cut, you know, people now ask the question, you know, is it worth it to continue to keep playing? You know, yeah, there's pricing for top 512. I mean, you can go get a Veiler, but I guess the problem is nobody's buying the Veilers right now. Maybe if you didn't ask such outlandish prices for the cards, maybe people would want to buy them. But that's an entirely other supply and demand related question that players aren't really ready for that answer to. So, yeah, everybody. We've got players that, once they reach a certain level, don't want to play right now because their hopes and dreams are dashed out of Top Cut, which I'm going to say that's a skill issue. But being stuck in this format after 2 weeks of competition really shows that Konami messed up. And it's such an incredibly crazy thing to see. I guess my next question becomes, you know, how short-lived, how long can this format go at the current rate that it is? Because realistically, something has to give here. And I know Konami can use the excuse, well, you know, you just go play Genesis format for the time being, little guy. If you don't like this, if you don't like the current big boy format, then go play some Genesis format. All right, on my way to go play, you know, getting bullied by Vanquish Soul, the format. Not entirely true, but I still stand by. I think Genesis format was a very, very good positive change for the community. I think a lot of people do love Genesis. Like, Genesis is the one saving grace that we have right now. And also, things are bad right now in Japan too. I was looking at tournament data for Japan, and all I'm seeing is Mitsurugi is S tier. Like, Mitsurugi is more insane there than it is here. And we're basically in the exact same format right now with a couple of changes. How in the fuck do you mess that up? How is Japan's format as toxic as ours is? All right, actually, I would think our format's a little bit more toxic because we still have the full canine package that allows you to bridge on in to all of this insanity. So I guess your trade-off is, do you want to go play in actual Mitsurugi Purgatory where you don't really have a chance? Or do you want to sit in a format where you do have, well, you have a shot, maybe, of doing something, but, you know, you have equally as much craziness. And the crazy part is Japan already checked Mitsu. They've already showed that deck out the front door. Or they've already checked, they've checked Yummy to a degree. And I think that was a good call, actually. I got to give them a little bit of credit, you know. Their job was to try to start showing that deck out the door, and they did put some restrictions on Yummy. But by knocking Yummy down a peg already, you just allowed Mitsu to come through the front door and just ruin everything for that format. So the OCG is not even a safe haven of interesting ideas that we can look at. Now, obviously, Burst Protocol is looking to kind of change this up. And for that, I am kind of happy about, you know, the game point and game plan for that set seems kind of nice. We do get an opportunity to kind of see, you know, some differences shaping up, and I'll give it a shot, and we will kind of see where this is going to go. But if Japanese players aren't happy with Mitsurugi ruining the format, and also, crazy part is, Mitsu hasn't even gotten its support. All right, if you want to truly think about terrible things coming, then there's still the possibility of once Mitsurugi gets that second wave of support, oh my Lanta, it could be absolutely devastating to the course of things to see. So I'm not really looking forward to seeing what Wave 2 of Mitsurugi's going to do. And that's going to be a future problem here. I guarantee you a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, yeah, it's coming. And it's going to ruin people's days. But yeah, this game feels awful right now. Nobody really wants to play it. Even like on the regional level, it's kind of crazy how this format has already been messed up. Maybe 2 months. Maybe we will already get a list, but my fingers are crossed for Christmas, or maybe before Pittsburgh, actually. But please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful beautiful faces and choices back here in day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.